Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone, or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, SummitCitySports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 2 of Day 1 of the Fort Wayne Amateur Hockey Association High School Division. We are coming to you live from the Parkview Sport One Ice House for Game 2 between the Homestead Spartans and the Leo Lions. Both teams coming off a about an up-and-down season last year. Leo finishing, I believe, third in the Fort Wayne's conference, and Homestead coming up as fourth. Homestead's team is now going through another coaching change, as they are now coached by DJ Fisher, and Leo is still continuing to be coached by Doug Bonecutter. Homestead's team has changed a tiny bit since last season. Returning players for the Spartans is number 18, Philip Nickel, Nick Hoy, Ryan Lay, and that looks to be most of the returning players. So Homestead going through a bit of an overhaul here between seasons, looking to top off and come in number 1 for the championship. For the Lions, they got returning players such as Carter Bonecutter, Connor Leroy, and Michael Baumert. Just a few names for there. Last year, Leo Lions was led in goal production by Nick Decker with 35 goals, followed up by Connor Bonecutter with 29. Michael Baumert was the go-to guy for most games with a 2-2 record and a .833 save percentage. For the Homestead Spartans, they were led in goal production by number 55 returning player Nick Hoy. And we're led second with 19 goals, and coming in second, number 42, Mason Edding with 10 goals. Looks like we're still having a little bit of issues with the scoreboard. Returning goaltender Ryan Lay looking to bounce back from a bit of a struggling season last year, going 4-10-0 with a .818 save percentage. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like us on Facebook at Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all your game highlights and replays. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at ParkviewSportsNetwork.com. We will be right back with first period action here at SummitCitySports.com.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone, or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, SummitCitySports.com. live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are gearing up for Game 2 between the Leo Lions and the Homestead Spartans. Starting in goal for the Lions will be number 70, Michael Balmert, a returning goaltender who looks to kick off the season right with a W. And in goal for the Homestead Spartans is going to be number 24, Ryan Lay. Lay, also a returning goaltender, hopes to get his team off on the right foot with the W. To the face-off for the Lions is number 6, Carter Bonecutter. And to the face-off for the Spartans, number 8, Brandon McNeil.
Well, Brandon, let's hope that this game number 2 is as good as game number 1 was, which saw the Bruins winning 3-1 over the Panthers. And we are underway here in game number 2, and they're picking up right where they left off in game 1, a physical game already, as we're just a few seconds into this game between the Spartans and the Lions.
Lions at the point. Freebie gets it into the corner. Joining me up in the booth is Fort Wayne Comet broadcaster Shane Albarani. McNeil down behind his net. McNeil carrying out to the corner, knocked away by Grossman. McNeil coming down the middle. Freebie bumps him off the puck.
Oh, what a hit. Nice open ice hit.
Down the corner is Clauser. Clauser gets bumped off the play.
That was Freebie with the big hit right at the blue line, and here come the Lions. Oh,
Big
another huge hit.
Hoyd going in to hit.
That was Spencer for Leo. Here's a shot on Baumert, makes the easy save. And look at these guys throwing the bodies out in the first game of the season.
Hoy trying to center, unable to do so. Picked up by Marcus Hartle. Big hit by Hoy once again. And picked up by Speckhard.
Well, we got two teams right now not messing around. Just a minute into this season for these two squads. Bodies flying everywhere as the Spartans control the puck in their own zone.
Hoy regrouping in the zone, coming up the near wing. With a shot at the point, glove saved by Baumert.
Oh, that was not an easy save as that puck was rising. Baumert was able to stick with it, and he saw it right into his glove.
And again, both teams coming out with a good ferocity, trying to get the other to break their concentration and take the early lead with 13:32 left in the first. Face-off won by the Lions. Down in the corner. Shot by,
another save by Baumert.
Arnold with the save by Baumert. At the floorboards, knocked down by Ben Wells. Puck cleared out by the Lions. Picked up by another unknown player, not on the roster that I have currently. But play moves on. Arnold at the boards trying to get inside the Leo zone. Knocked in by Dougherty. Arnold into the zone, trying to break free, but knocked away by Goins. Big hit by Ray. And Baumert will stop the play once again.
Well, Leo, they're the one actually giving the penalty or the punishment right now. Get that out. And but all the scoring chances have been for Homestead. But a physical game already as Leo, they're coming out not messing around, but they've got to get some chances here in the early going. Baumert's already had made 3 tough saves.
Face-off won by Bonecutter. Behind the net is the Leo Lions. Coming up the wing, pass knocked away. McNeil behind his play. Knocked away by Clauser. Parker Ray picks it up and tries to knock down. is Couture.
That's going to be an icing on Leo.
Face-off is going to be to the right of Michael Baumert. Into the face-off once again is going to be McNeil against Bonecutter. And looks like McNeil wins the face-off. Bonecutter trying to dig it out of the zone. Play is knocked down by Couture. Shot! Saved by Baumert. Puck behind the net now. Round the corner, picked up by number 13 of the Spartans. Trying to get out of the zone is Bonecutter, but knocked away. Hartle keeping it in, but Bonecutter picks it up and is regrouping at center ice.
A couple of nice moves. Gets
Parker
it over his
Ray
own
with the
sides.
drive, wide of the net. McNeil now coming up the side. Up to Couture. Couture will get it into the zone. Bomber plays it behind the net. Picked up by Stratton. Here comes Leo Speckard coming in, knocked away by Ben Wells. And Speckard bumped off the puck by Wells as well. Letty into the behind the net.
And Wells without a stick lays out 2 checks without the lumber. Puck comes up to the blue line.
Freebie trying to get loose, unable to do so. Puck hit Swasher in the head, but he seems to be fine and play moves on. Picked up by Wells at the far side. Moving it up to Hoy. Pass intercepted by Letty. But Hoy regains control and will send it into the zone. Bomber covers the puck, and that's a whistle.
Unbelievable physical hockey game. Just a few minutes into this game, Baumert has had to make a couple of quick stops as Leo. They're the ones dishing out the punishment here in this first period, but it's Homestead having all the scoring chances, and so far scoreless. 11:04 to go in the first.
Shots are already 5-1 for the Homestead Spartans, as faceoff is won by number 55, Nick Hoy, and play will be whistled down as the puck goes up into the netting. Hoy going in the face-off against Bonecutter. Play is going to be whistled down as they redo the face-off. Face-off won by Hoy to the slot, but unable to control it is fixed. Hoy in the slot loses control of the puck thanks to a good play by Parker Ray. Hoy again trying to center it, but unable to do so. And the Lions will pick it up, and here they come. Bumped off the puck, Hoy. Picked up by Cameron Huntington. Fixed now, trying to get it up ice. Unable to do so to Reibold. Picked up by the Lions, and they will clear it out. Here comes Grossman, getting it into the zone. Picked up by Parker Ray. Bumped off by Dougherty. Hoy gives Parker Ray a big hit, and Hoy is trying to get it out of zone, but unable to do so. Trying to get it in the slot was Goins. Bumped off the play, fixed, and that goes into the netting for another whistle.
I can't get over how many open ice hits we've already had here tonight, here in this second game. I think Coach Gary Graham of the Fort Wayne Comets would bring some of his players out here to say, hey, we can hit in open ices. Look at these kids out there flying around, knocking each other around. They're not using the boards. They're just coming out and hitting each other in open space.
McNeil coming down and unable to get the pass off as the play was knocked away by Christian Dottweiler. Dougherty shoots off the glove of Bomber, but unable to control it. Play behind the net. Up now to Leroy. Leroy unable to get it out. Knocked down by Bauer. McNeil at the far boards. Gets it behind the net to Couture. Couture in the corner, picked up by the Lions. And here they come. McNeil trying to keep it in, unable to do so, and that will be whistled down for an offsides.
9:22 to go in the first, no score, and again, not very many chances for Leo offensively, but defensively, they've been doing the job.
Do the face-off now for the Spartans is Nick Hoy. Face-off won by Hoy. Dougherty will send it into the zone. Letty will pass it behind his net, unable to control it. Speckard now at the point, bumped off the play by number 20, Dylan Bosch. Wells loses his stick, and there will be a penalty coming up to the Homestead Spartans. Looks like Wells is going to the box for holding.
The referee's letting these kids play here in this first period. This is just the first marker we've had after a penalty-filled game in game number 1 here at the Ice House between the Bruins and the Panthers. And now we get our first man advantage. It's going to belong to the Leo Lions, and they have not been able to mount much of an offensive attack here in this first period, but now they're going to get their first chance.
Play is going to be outside the zone of the Leo Lions to the right of Michael Baumert. Couture going in for the face-off against Bonecutter. Bonecutter wins the face-off, back to his defenseman. Playing up the point to Parker Ray. Parker Ray chips it into the zone, but Dougherty is there and breaks up the play. Dougherty trying to get it out, is unable to do so. Kept alive by Freeby. Grossman chasing after it to Bauer. Bonecutter behind the net, trying to set it up. Bonecutter now to the near corner. Bonecutter up to Freeby. Freeby back to Bonecutter. Trying to get it some open ice for a shot. And now Ryan Freeby trying to shoot, but unable to do so. Parker Ray now down in the corner. Up to Freeby, unable to do so. And he keeps it alive. Beautiful keep by Freeby. Puck behind the net. Bonecutter picks it up. Bonecutter back to Parker Ray. Knocked off the puck by number 63, Elliot Dougherty. Grossman now to the point to Freeby, but unable to control it. But Parker Ray picks it up, centering to Bonecutter. It's in his feet with the shot. He scores! Grossman on the power play. And the Lions lead 1-0.
And that's how you do it. That's what you're supposed to do. You're going to finish the play as Grossman right there in front, and he buried it right over the shoulder. He actually went high, which I think the puck was probably deflected over the goaltender's shoulder. But once you get that puck on your stick that close, you cannot miss. And the Lions get on the board first.
.754 left in the first period. Leo on the board with a beautiful goal by Grossman. Set up by Bonecutter. Face-off won by the Spartans. Roach coming up the power boards, kept in, but play is offside. Leo's got to regroup. McNeil coming down, but play is knocked away by Goins. Here's McNeil with a shot, blocked away by the Leo defense, centering as the Spartans been able to do so. Couture trying to shoot, blocked away. Here comes the Leo Lions, but losing it is number 7, Connor Hayes. Leo trying to get it out, picked up by Goins. Knocked away by number 13.
That's should be an elbow. Goins, I think, got away with one there. He got right under the chin strap of number 13 for Homestead.
Hartle picks up the pass at the near boards. Hit by
another
Freeby.
big hit by Phoebe.
Leo picks up the puck, and here they come. Speckard trying to get loose. Shot wide of the net. Schlosser picks it up in his defensive zone. Passes over to his defensive partner, Eric Stratton. Freeby picks it up, but knocked away by Hoy. And Schlosser will pick it up. Roach intercepts the pass, but play is whistled down. And there will be a penalty to number 55, Nick Hoy, as he's going for an elbow.
The Leo Lions are pretty much imposing their will on Homestead right now, and they actually Homestead's going to draw a penalty. I think a little frustration because Leo is dominating so much physically right now. But what Leo has got to remember is that you still got a hockey game to play. You still got to possess the puck. You still got to get scoring chances. Right now, they're just kind of out throwing the body around. And I think Homestead is a little intimidated right now. But the Lions now got to take advantage of this man advantage that they've got right now.
Play down in the Homestead zone, picked up by Roach, trying to clear it. Takes a funny bounce off the boards, unable to do so. At the point now is Ryan Freeby. Looking for a pass and a shot off the crossbar. Beautiful shot by Freeby, finds the iron and unable to go as Homestead's trying to get it out. Picked up by Bonecutter, shoots, he scores! Carter Bonecutter with yet another power play goal, and it's 2-0 Leo.
And Lay very upset with himself there. He had a clean look. He just missed it, and he knew it as he reacted right away. They picked that top corner on the glove side, and I think that appears to be his weak spot. That's the second time in this first period that Leo has beaten the goaltender high into the glove side.
And it's 2-0 Leo. Both chances coming off a strong power play by the Lions. Homestead's got to stay out of the box if they're going to get back into this.
Well, especially as well as Leo is playing as strong as they're playing. Playing 5-on-5 hockey is going to be paramount for the Spartans. And there's a trip that Leo's going to get. Now Spartans are going to be on the power play.
Clauser to the box for tripping.
So here's a chance for Homestead to cut this lead in half. 5:50 to go in the first. What a physical game. And just the way Leo has just been throwing the body around, you got to think that, I know you said off mic that Carroll was maybe the team to beat, but this Leo team, well, I'd be pretty scared if I had to take the ice with these kids.
Indeed. Leo is looking like a very strong team this year. As we're 5:43 left in the first, Leo up 2-0. Picked up by number 55, Ryan Freeby of the Lions, and Freeby's brother trying to get it out, and he does. Picked up by Huntington behind the net. Huntington looking for an open lane to pass to. Huntington still with the puck, trying to skate up the center ice, loses control, bit of a miscue on the stick handling, and the pass is picked up by Schlosser and sent back in. Wells now going down for Homestead. Pass to Hoy into the skates, picked it up. Hoy to the boards, trying to center it into the slot, unable to do so. Good play by Freeby. Shot from the point, Doherty trying to get it in, rebound, sent high of the net.
I had Ballmer down in an open net, and they just missed.
Leo clears the zone, down the corner is Doherty. Trying to pressure them now is Parker Ray. Doherty moving up the slot. At center ice now is Doherty passing up to Hoy. Hoy coming down the far side. Hoy streaking into the slot, trying to do it. He shoots, tripped up, and no call.
You got to score again. Ballmer was down on his stomach. Again, a wide open net. Homestead could not find it.
At the far boards now, Coach Church sending it over to number 13 of the Spartans. Shot blocked away by Parker Ray. Parker Ray sent it around the corner, and he will get it out. Couture coming up the far near boards,
Back to 5-on-5.
Picked up by Grayson Goins. Here comes Leroy coming down the far side. Digs around the defender. With the shot, but Lay is there with the save. Hayes now in the far corner trying to center, unable to do so. Kept alive by the Leo defense. Leroy and Hayes going for it, but knock each other off balance, and the puck is sent behind the net. Freeby now at the far boards. Trying to get it in to pass up to Leroy. Leroy will send it into the zone. Picked up by number 13 of the Spartans. Behind the net, pass over to Doherty. Doherty up to Couture. Freeby knocks it away, and Leroy gains possession. And looks like we will have a penalty call on Leroy for interference.
That's a tough interference call to take. He drew 3 Spartans over along the far side, and he's kind of throwing his arms up. I was outgunned, outmanned, everything over there on the far side. I'm not sure how I can get an interference call, but that's what it's going to be.
A bit of an interesting play as Homestead now loses their power play after the whistle, getting an unsportsmanlike misconduct. 5-on-5 action. Not quite sure what caused the unsportsmanlike to Homestead.
Well, it looked like maybe a stick was thrown out onto the ice, perhaps. I saw one come in there off the corner of my eye. I didn't see where it come from, but it definitely was almost like it was thrown, so I'm wondering if that was a frustration call for Homestead. But, yeah, an undisciplined call, and it keeps us even strength here.
Freebie from the point. Shot is blocked by Roach, and he gets it out of the zone. Freebie sends it right back in, offsides. But play is not whistled down yet. Roach trying to get it out of zone, picked up by Letty. Letty back into the defensive zone to Freebie. Freebie to Freebie. Picked up by Roach, and he's trying to get it out, unable to do so. Hoy now with it. Sends it over to Wells. Wells sends it deep into the zone.
Wells without a stick now. He's got to go deep into the corner.
Hoy sends it around, nobody there. Picked up by Freebie, sending over to Speckard. Speckard gets around his defenseman. Letty coming in. Letty behind the net. To the point now. Schlosser gets it deep in the zone. Picked up by Huntington, and he will try to get it out, and he does. Stratton picks up the puck for Leo. Falls, but gets the pass successfully underway. As the Leo Lions are coming up the way. Parker Ray gets around his defenseman, but loses control. Picks it up behind the net. Passes in the slot. Grossman loses control, but Parker Ray's there with a shot from the point, and it's in to Lay's legs, and he covers the puck.
Now the Lions are calming down a little bit. They're not quite going out there and throwing the body out as much as they were in that first period as they're trying to control the puck. But Homestead has also settled down after getting that first power play where they should have scored. They had two great chances to cut the lead in half, and then they took a penalty after Leo took a penalty, which negated a power play. So the Spartans they've calmed down a little bit after giving up those two goals, but they've got to take advantage of those chances they have.
Bonecutter to the faceoff against number 17, Couture. Faceoff is won by Bonecutter. Parker Ray to the point. Parker, shot, save, and a rebound is covered by Lay.
And that's a good confidence builder for Lay after giving up those two goals over his shoulder on the glove side. That was a tough save to make, and that's always a good confidence builder when you give up those two goals. He kind of shook his head right there as he said that was another tough one, but my head's in it, so he's ready to go. He gets squares up, comes up to the top of the blue paint, and we got a puck drop.
Parker Ray now with the shot, blocked by Couture. Bonecutter trying to center it, shot wide of the net. Ray now behind the net, pass up to Grossman. Grossman will get it around. Ray to Parker Ray. Parker Ray with the shot. Knocked away by Dougherty. Unable to keep it in is Robinson. Robinson over to Parker Ray. Coming in now is Bonecutter with the shot off the blocker of Lay. Behind the net is Dougherty. Chips it up to Arnold. Arnold trying to get it out of the zone. Unable to do so. Kept alive by Ray, but finally it squeaks out. Dougherty sends it into the Leo Lions zone. Bit of a miscue off the stanchion. Bomber had to dive back into the crease to cover the puck.
That's knowing the boards and knowing those bounces. You see that all the time in any building you're playing hockey in where you get those funny hops. Baumert kind of came around the net a little bit too early, and it went off the stanchion, like you said, Brandon. You rolled right out in front, but Baumert did a nice job recognizing the play, coming all the way out and grabbing that puck before any damage can be done.
Faceoff's won by Hoy, centering, but missing the puck is Fitz. Here come the Lions. Freebie down the center ice. Pass up the Speckard's intercepted by number 13 of the Homestead Spartans. Big hit by Freebie on Hoy as the puck squeaked through Hoy's legs. Speckard now at the near boards. Play kept alive by Ryan Freebie. Freebie with the shot, but blocked by Bosch. Freebie now behind the net. Picked up by Hoy. Freebie going for the hit, but misses. Nick Hoy now coming up the far near boards, and he will shoot straight on the net. Bit of a bouncer off Baumert's blocker, but he will glove it down.
A little difficult there for Baumert. It was a nice shot, another rising shot. It went right off his right shoulder, right up in the air, and he was able to glove it down. Just 1.3 seconds, face off in the Leo zone. Certainly enough time to draw the puck back, maybe top of the circle, and get a shot off.
Face-off won by the Lions, and that will do it here in the first period. Leo's up 2-0. You are watching Fort Wayne Amateur Hockey Association here at SummitCitySports.com.
While the Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, SummitCitySports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
We are back with the start of the second period, where this game was a bit of a momentum shifter both ways. It was almost all Homestead to start off the period, but momentum shifted to the Lions after they got 2 power play goals, and now lead the Spartans 2-0.
So impressed how well these two teams have come out with their physical play, especially for the Leo Lions. They came out throwing that body around right from the opening puck drop, just trying to maybe a little intimidation factor there on Homestead. And I think Homestead was a bit surprised at how physical they were, but then things settled down after, of course, Leo got those first 2 goals. But then Homestead, they got a power play of their own that they couldn't cash in on, but they definitely settled down and say, hey guys, we can be physical, we can go out, let's not be intimidated. And that's exactly what they're doing, as both goaltenders switch ends, and we're ready for period number 2.
Balmer was up to the task in the first period, and Lay was too, despite having 2 past him. Let's see how both goalies do in the second period. Face off won by Hoy. Now Ryan Freeby in his own defensive zone. Picked up by the Homestead Spartans, but lose control. Letty now to Huntington, knocks it away. Bauer trying to get it out of the zone, able to do so. Freeby checked off by Hoy. Hoy desperately trying to get the puck out, unable to do so. Huntington now trying to get it out, but yet still unable to get it out is the Homestead Spartans. Finally do so. Ben Wells coming up the near boards. Wells with the shot with the glove save of Baumert.
Excellent save by Baumert. I think that shot may have been ticketed to go over the crossbar, but Baumert came out. He challenged the shooter, got the glove up over his head, and made the grab.
Face-off is going to be to the right of Baumert. Into the face-off for Leo is Goins, and for Homestead, it is going to be number 15, Cody Fix. Stratton now in the near corner. Passing up now to Leroy, but kept alive by Bauer. Schlosser now getting it up to Goins, but pass is intercepted and is sent further into the zone. Baumert stops it behind the net. Stratton over to Schlosser. Leroy going up the far boards as he will get it into the zone. Lay with the stop.
Yep, when all else fails, just put it on the net. Good things will happen, and that's what the winger there for Leo just did. Just got it on the goaltender. Who knows, you could get a rebound, but a nice play by Lay, the goaltender. He controlled it. No rebound and a face-off coming up in the Homestead zone.
To the face-off now is Bone Cutter against Couture. Face-off won by Couture, now picked up by Bone Cutter in the corner. Bone Cutter to Ryan Freeby with the shot from the point. He scores! Excuse me, Parker Ray. I believe that is his first as a Lion, and Leo leads 3-0.
And a shot low to the ice. They got a lay there on the glove side, but that time it was low right under his left leg pad. And it seems like the left side is the place you need to go on lay, and frustration is setting in. Down 3-0 with 13:47 to go in the second.
Face-off is won by the Lions as Bonecutter's getting it into the zone. Plays whistle down for an offsides. To the face-off, Bonecutter against Couture once again. Face-off won by Couture. Now in the far corner for the Homestead Spartans is Roach. Roach trying to get it out, kept alive by Bonecutter, sends it down into the corner. 13 for Homestead, will shoot it up into the netting. Face-off inside the Spartan zone. 13:29 left in the second period.
As physical as this game has been, we haven't had the penalties that we had in game number 1 here at the Ice House. But still early on, the Spartans had one very good power play chance, but they couldn't score, which could be a big difference because they could have had the momentum, but now Leo's got it back at 3-0 here in the second period.
Parker Ray from the point with the shot, saved by Lay, excuse me. Picked up by Parker Ray. Kept alive by Bonecutter at the point, sends it over to the point. He picks up his own pass. Down in the corner is Letty. Bonecutter against Couture. Down, Bonecutter picks it up to Ryan Freeby. Freeby with the shot, tipped in front, but stopped by Lay. Pass to the slot is knocked away by Lay. Homestead desperately trying to get it out as that is shot out of play.
That was probably a blessing there as it slowed things down a little bit for Homestead. Right now, they're running around their own end, not sure exactly what to do. So they have got to settle down here. This game can get out of hand.
Homestead really back on their heels as Leo is really pushing this game. Face-off won by Leo, shot by Speckard. Blay has no idea where it was, sitting in the slot. Speckard now in the corner. Pass up to Freeby, but intercepted by Hoy. Here comes Hoy down the near boards. Loses control of the puck, picked up by Ryan Freeby. Speckard will get it in. Here comes Letty on a breakaway, coming down. He dinks, shot saved by Lay, but the rebound's in the crease. Lay loses his stick.
Lay flopping all over the place, but a nice job sticking with the shooter, taking away the low angle there. So Lay, that's a good confidence builder after giving up 3 goals to stop that breakaway. But like you said, it'll be an icing call, and the faceoff will still be in the Homestead zone. So the pressure is still on the Spartans early on.
Face-off is going to be to the right of Lay. Letty chased out of the face-off. Freeby now against Hoy. Face-off won by Hoy. Here he comes, trying to streak pass. He is broken free. Here is Hoy with the shot, saved by Baumert.
Baumert had to look behind him there. He thought he had the puck squeeze in between the pads, but being a little uncertain there, he had to look behind him, make sure it didn't squirt loose. But Baumert made a couple of nice saves in that first period. It's picking up right where he left off, even though he hasn't handled the puck a whole lot here in the second period.
Face-off won by Letty now, down in the corner, blocked by Ben Wells. Freeby now takes it behind his net. Freeby pressured by Bosch, excuse me. And it looks like there's going to be a penalty on the Homestead Spartans, as Hoy is going to the box for tripping.
And that's something the Spartans did not need at this point. 11:44 to go in the second, down by 3. And now they are going down by a man for the next 2 minutes.
Leo deadly on the power play today, a 2-for-2 power play as they get their third opportunity. Face-off is going to be at center ice. Face-off won by the Spartans, but Parker Ray picks up the puck. Bonecutter back to Parker Ray. Ray up to Ray. Here's Ray down. The shot off the post with the shot. Bone Cutter to Robinson. Back to Bone Cutter, unexpecting the pass, but keeps it alive is Parker Ray. Ray behind the net now. Gets the puck back from Bone Cutter. Bone Cutter in the slot, shot above the net. Parker Ray with the chance from the slot, but unable to do so. Baumert stops the puck and settles it down for Parker Ray.
Now Leo's out for blood. They're looking to maybe end this game already here in the second period. They're on a power play. And another goal here would just be deadly for Homestead.
Ray keeps it alive at the point with the shot off the blocker of Lay. Schlosser with the shot tipped by Bone Cutter, but wide of the net. Homestead desperately trying to get it out, and they do. Dumped down is Dougherty, sending it down, and Baumert will stop the puck.
Smart play there by Baumert. Had a man bearing down on him. He had everybody behind him, no one to give it to, and he alertly just jumped out and got a whistle.
Baumert taking a bit of exception there to Couture. A little bit of a snow job there by Couture. Baumert takes exception to it a little bit. End of the faceoff. McNeil against Goins. Faceoff won by McNeil. Huntington with the shot, stopped by Baumert, who plays the puck behind his net. Hayes now with the puck, trying to get it up to the boards, but McNeil swipes it away. Here comes Goins now, gets through his defender. Here he comes now, loses his stick. A little upset about a big hit in there at center ice. As Leo regains control, Goins coming back in.
That was Scott for Leo on the big hit. Now he races down into the corner.
Homestead desperately trying to get it out of the zone. 10 seconds left on the penalty kill. Coming up the boards now is number 8 for Homestead, McNeil. Knocked away by Freeby, and Arnold will send it out. Schlosser shoots it into his own bench.
And the penalty expires. We're now even up 5 players apiece.
Leo now 2 for 3 on the power play tonight. And at 9:43 of the second, Leo's up 3-0. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports. And be sure to follow us on YouTube for all your game highlights. Behind the play now is Ryan Freeby. Freeby trying to get it up out of the zone. Speckard now gets it up to Letty. Letty now passing over to Freeby. Freeby getting past everybody. Shot up above the net. Letty now trying to keep it in the zone. Not gloved down by Hoy. Hoy trying to break free of his defender. Gets around Ryan Freeby. Hoy stick handling, loses possession. Letty trying to get it out of the zone. Kept alive at the point. Freeby with the big hit. Hoy with the big hit, and he will go once again. Letty now with the puck inside the Homestead zone. Shot blocked away by the defender. Freeby now with it. Pass out to Letty.
Delayed call.
Letty to Freeby, who loses control. Speckard with the shot, and that will be gloved down by Lay.
Now let's see what this call is. It looked like a pretty clean hit. I think maybe the referee's saying there was a little too much elbow on the follow-through after that hit. And I think he's going to call a rough.
Hoy to the box for roughing.
Well, it looked like a pretty clean hit, but the referee thought otherwise, and that's going to be another power play for Leo, so Homestead got to weather another one. They're down by 3.
Face off to the left of Lay. Into the face-off, Bone Cutter against Couture. We've seen this matchup multiple times tonight and is won by Couture. Kept alive by Parker Ray. Bone Cutter now send it into the corner. Picked up by Ray behind the net. Bumped off the play by Travis Bauer. Bauer holding it, trying to kill as much time as he can. Trying to poke it loose as Bone Cutter. Gets it loose as Ray. Robinson with the shot from the point and into the crest of Lay as he covers the puck.
And Lay had a nice, clean look at that shot. It came in from between the hash marks. He squared up, and he was able to get the easy save.
Face off to the left of Lay. Bonecutter once again against Couture. Won by Bonecutter that time. Robinson from the point trying to keep it in. Is able to do so. Parker Ray keeps it in. Down in the corner is Ray. Ray, stick handle shot wide of the net. Bonecutter near the far corner. Shot! He scores! Sneaks it through the 5-hole, and it is 4-0 Leo.
And I'm not sure if Lay didn't see the shot or not, but he was very late to react. And it looked like it got him right between the legs. He was staying a little bit too upright on that, I think. He didn't really square his shoulders up to the shooter, and they were able to get it between the legs. And that's what I thought. We're going to have a new goaltender coming in for Homestead. It's going to be number 30. That's Hall. And he will spell the starting goaltender Lay after giving up 4 goals. So a new netminder for Homestead. Let's see if that changes their fortunes a little bit. They're now down 4-0 with 8:08 to go in the second.
Couture trying to get it into the zone. Schlosser knocks it away. Leroy up to Goins. Goins coming in, but is unable to do much with it. Huntington now trying to get it out of the zone. Here comes McNeil. Loses control of the puck. Regains it. McNeil at the far board. Shot off the crossbar, and that goes into the netting.
I think Baumert may have got a piece of that, and that also drew the crossbar as well, and then goes into the net for the stoppage of play. But Homestead now has definitely got to settle things down. They've got to get a goal to get the momentum going. They have yet to really have it here tonight outside of those first couple of minutes of the first period. But Baumert, he has been very strong, but he has not seen much action in the second period.
Face-off won by Letty. Ryan Freeby now trying to get it out of the zone. Able to do so. It's a 3-on-1 for the Leo Lions. Letty, shot and saved by the Homestead goalie, Michael Hall.
And Hall getting tested early, a 3-on-1 since coming into this game ice cold. And that will get him in the game very quickly, having to snuff that one out. But Hall, he stood his ground, made an excellent save, and it keeps the game at 4-0.
Face-off is going to be to the right of Hall. Face-off won by Hoy. Hoy's taking multiple trips to the box. He has got to stay out of it if Homestead hopes to get back into this.
Well, Hoy's been their most physical player out there tonight. He is a captain of this team, and he's showing by example. He is throwing the body around, and he's also not afraid to get contact as well. Look at this as he just grinds away up along the near side boards.
And we have another penalty as Speckhart's going to go to the box for high sticking. Power play for the Homestead Spartans, who desperately need a goal here to shift the momentum in their favor.
And that is much needed for Homestead, but you got to cash in on these.
To the face-off, Hoy, Bosch right behind him, looking for the easy one-timer off the face-off. Ray faces against him. Face-off, won by Hoy. Ray gets it over to Freeby. Freeby will send it down and clears the zone. No, a bit of a bounce off the boards to the front of the net. Hall makes the stop and is now picked up in the corner by Grossman. Homestead behind their own net, trying to get it out, set up a play. Miscommunication with the play. Huntington looking for Dougherty, but unable to get him. Huntington loses control of the puck, mishandled desperately. Grossman with the shots. He scores! Grossman again, and it is a shorthanded goal for the Lions. It is 5-0.
You get a goaltender coming in cold like that, and you got to give him some support out there. And Leo, like you said, it's a shorthanded goal. They've scored every possible way, shorthanded, power play, even strength. And you got to feel for the goaltender, Hall, coming in cold like that. And his team not being able to get that puck out of the zone, especially on a power play. And but the good news is Homestead, they still got the man advantage, but now they are down by 5.
Couture now in the corner, picked up by Bonecutter, who doesn't seem to have a stick. He lost his stick over at the point. Couture now behind the net. Bonecutter pushes him off. Couture centering and is unable to complete it. Of the pass is Hartle.
Got to get that on net, boys.
Huntington now with the shot from the point, wide of the net. Bit of a knuckle puck from Huntington. Here comes Homestead with the shot, gloved by Balmerts.
And Balmert's got to be feeling pretty good back there. His team has staked him to a 5-goal lead. And he doesn't have to do anything fancy, just control the puck. Doesn't have to throw the arms and legs out there. Just square your shoulders and make the save.
Face off, won by McNeil. Shot from the point. Balmer had a little bit of trouble tracking it and is kept alive at the blue line. McNeil now in the feet of the refs, but Robinson's there. McNeil now. Shot! Saved by Balmert. Behind the net now, McNeil. Knocked off by Parker Ray. McNeil now at the near boards. Trying to get it over to number 21, Carter Roach. Here's McNeil with the shot off the post, and it's into the netting.
I think Balmer got a piece of that with the blocker, and he was able to throw it up into the nets, and that will draw the whistle. And Homestead, they're finally buzzing around a little bit, so you hate to get those stoppages of play like that when you start to get a little bit of flow down in the offensive zone. But that's what we've got here in a face-off in the Leo zone.
18 seconds left on the penalty kill to the Lions. 5:28 left in the second. Leo's up 5-0. Going to the face-off against McNeil. As we're waiting on 2 extra players for the Lions to come out for the penalty kill. And Goins is going to be chased out of the face-off dot. In now for the Lions is Connor Hayes, who wins the face-off and manages to clear it down the zone. Hall leaves it for Hoy. Hoy behind his net. Loses control of the puck. Some more careless play by the Spartans in their own zone on the power play. But here's Hoy now in the zone. Hoy, shot. It's loose in the pads of Balmer, who covers up the play. And some extracurricular activity after the whistle between Hartle and Clauser.
No, that's what Hoy, he's got to do. He's a leader on this team, came down that far side, and he was forced wide, had an impossible angle, but again, all else fails, get it on the net, and good things will happen. And Balmert, he fumbled that shot a little bit, and it gave a chance for a rebound, but Balmert ultimately made the save. But right now, Homestead down by 5 goals. They got to get the puck, and they've just got to put it on net.
Face off won by Goins. Hayes now with the puck. Trying to get it out of the zone, he does. Pass Bauer. Here comes Hayes getting around Bauer, but Bauer grabs it and clears it out. Bauer with the puck now, over to 13 for Homestead. Homestead, he whiffs on the pass, but regains control. Dotweiler now chips it right back into Homestead zone. Here comes the Spartans, number 7, Andrew Arnold. But knocked away by Schlosser, and he keeps it alive at the point. Bauer shot off the blocker of Balmert. 13 for Homestead, trying to shoot. And a little bit of a miscommunication by the defenders, letting it just go through the crease. And Bauer shoots it from the point. Reibold now with the puck at the far boards. Battling with Schlosser for control, and Goins tries to get it out, but kept alive by Bauer. Bauer, shot blocked by Schlosser. As they are now behind the net. Schlosser, big hit by the Homestead Fix. Number 13 with the shot, wide of the net. Goins now in the corner. Pressure by Arnold. And Reibold and Fix, 3-on-1 man. And looks like we're going to have some extracurricular activities and penalties to both teams.
Let's see if these coincidental minors, they'll cancel out, so we'll have 4-on-4 hockey. But right now, Homestead is doing everything right for a team down 5-0. They're controlling the puck in the Leo zone, and when they're getting the puck, they are putting the puck towards the net. Not necessarily getting it on Balmer, but they're getting it in deep, and that's what they've got to do.
Coincidental minors, 5-on-5 hockey. Raybolt for slashing, and the Leo Lions get a roughing call. Letty sends it out of the zone, and that will go down for an icing.
And Leo now, they're back on their heels a little bit. That's the second straight icing call they've taken. So the face-off come back down in the Leo end.
Face-off won by Letty now, picked up by Freebie. Passes down to Parker Ray, who cannot handle the puck. Ray passes over to Freebie into the corner. Freebie trying to get it up, but is blocked by number 20, Dylan Bosch. Hoy now sends it deep. Wells with the corner. Centering shot, he scores! Bosch with the goal, and it is 5-1. Homestead finally solves Bomber and gets on the board.
Beautiful play by the Spartans, worked to perfection. And again, get that puck towards the net. Good things are going to happen. That one just snuck past Baumert. So now the comeback can start, down 5-1. And now, where was that physical play that we saw in the first period from Leo? It's now gone. They are now playing back on their heels, and now the Spartans have got all the confidence in the world, even though they've got a long way to go. They got a whole period plus 3 minutes to go.
Face-off won by the Lions. Grossman now at the puck, but loses control. Roach over to Bauer, who gets it out of the zone. Freebie now, pass intercepted by Hartle, but Ray is there and carries it into the Homestead zone. Ray did a slot, but unable to complete the pass. Here come the Spartans now. McNeil coming down. McNeil passes over to Hartle, but is intercepted by Clauser. Bone Cutter coming down now, and a big hit by Clauser. Down the corner now. Clauser takes it behind his net. Passes to Bone Cutter behind the net, who takes it up. And Bone Cutter's pass to Grossman does not go. Roach now with it in his own defensive zone. Up to Hartle. Hartle shut down by Clauser. McNeil now in his own zone. Leo is starting to pick up that physical play we saw in the first period. Roach now with it. But Clauser intercepts and sends it right back down.
Yeah, Leo's got to play their game. That's what they've gotten out of the past, let's say, about a period or a half a period or so. And now Leo's settling down. They're throwing the body around, and they're trying to impose their will again. And they got to get some more offensive chances here, because if Homestead gets another one here before we go to the break, it's going to be a very interesting third period.
Hayes now loses control. Over to Roach. Roach gets knocked away by Letty. Letty will sail it over the glass, and play is whistled down. 1:33 left in the second period. Leo leads 5-1. Hall, despite having a little bit of trouble with that one goal, seems to be pretty holding his own today.
Yeah, he's calmed down a little bit. He came in cold after the starting goal turn. He gave up 4 goals. He made a quick save getting into the hockey game, and then he gave up 1. But now his team's playing a little bit better in front of him, and now he's getting warmed up and starting to settle into that position right now in the latter half of the second period.
Sakani Scott now with the puck, sends it into the zone. Bumped off by Arnold. Doherty, big hit in the corner, and we will have a penalty.
Spartan. He caught him right under the chin. And we've got an injured Spartan.
Doherty with a little bit of a head contact, but Leo will go to the box.
I'm not sure if it was an elbow or the shoulder that maybe got him underneath the chin strap there, but he immediately grabbed his face, and obviously it had to have come up under the face guard. So let's see what the penalty is going to be here with 1:07 to go in the second. And if all holds, we could have some carryover going into the third period.
Interference call on Leroy. Unsure of how long, though.
Let's see if maybe that's going to be a double minor, perhaps. You don't see very many double minors for interference, though.
And it's going to be only 2 minutes for interference.
I thought maybe he could call an interference or maybe an elbow as well if it happened after the interference had occurred, but it's going to be just a minor.
Stratton now loses control of the puck. Schlosser unable to control it as well. Hartle down into the zone. Baumert stumbles out of the net to play the puck, as Stratton will get it out of the zone. Hall plays it behind his net. Freebie trying to desperately gain control of the puck. Hartle there knocks it away from him. Schlosser at the point. Shot kind of whiffed, and Hall with the save.
Homestead's got to remember, they're on the power play.
Letty now at the point. Fakes the shot. Goes into the corner.
Homestead's got to get possession of the puck. They got time for one more rush here in this second period.
Rouch looking for an open man. Couture sitting at the blue line with 2 Lions watching him. And it looks like we will have another penalty.
It's going to be another roughing call. Let's see who picks this one up. Both players were jockeying for position.
It looks like McNeil's going to go to the box for roughing.
And that's going to negate the final minute and 6 seconds of the Homestead power play. And if you want to get back in this game, you got to stay out of the box.
Indeed they do. They have to stay out of the box if they want a chance at the comeback in the third period. 13 seconds left in 12. Leo up 5-1. Officials talking to both center linesmen are waiting on the penalty to be put up on the board. Face-off is won by Couture against Bonecutter. Down the far boards now. Leo Lyons. Ray picks up the puck, but loses control. Hartle now with it. Bonecutter at the slot, but good poke by Couture. Ends the period with Leo leading 5-1. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. That's 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all your game highlights. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkviewsportsnetwork.com. You are watching the Game 2 of Day 1 of the Fort Wayne Area High School Hockey Association here at SummitCitySports.com.
While the expansion of the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse is enhancing the experience for athletes around the area, Parkview Sports Medicine is doing the same inside of the expansion, introducing the brand new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic, providing immediate access to the entire PSM team for athletes all around the region.
We have this team that we can take care of them from the moment they come in, present with their injury, take them all the way through to the point where they're ready to be back to the performance level that they came in pre-injury. We can provide just about anything that any of your walk-in clinics provide, but we definitely focus on musculoskeletal issues.
The Ortho Express Clinic meets athletes where they're at and when they're playing. The entire PSM team will be at an athlete's fingertips. Additionally, the clinic houses the region's only DEXA body composition assessment and a sports dietitian who can work with athletes on their dietary needs.
Some athletes, it might be a difference in their starting position. They might see a number and say, wow, I had no idea that was my body composition. How can I change this? And sometimes just seeing numbers is more motivating than just talking about, maybe their calorie amount that they're taking in.
The advantage to having an Ortho Express clinic is the diversity of the hours. So people who have non-traditional work schedules should be able to get in. I think having athlete access on the athletic trainer side in the trenches, so to speak, and having them be able to get a hold of us or maybe send us a note and saying, hey, this patient's coming in, this is what I'm worried about, and gives us a heads up.
Whether it's the use of treatment tables, the radiology room, cold whirlpool tank, or the traditional exam room, the Ortho Express Clinic gives patients a seamless experience all under one roof.
This is the type of facility you see in professional and high-level Division I athletics where you have everything right in one place. So if an athlete gets hurt playing basketball or volleyball on the other side, within the same facility they can get their physical therapy or an x-ray if needed just to rule out a fracture. That's stuff you hear about in the NFL, stuff you hear about at high-level colleges where kids just went downstairs and got an x-ray at halftime. We can actually do that in-house now. So it makes us kind of a state-of-the-art, unique facility.
We are back here for the second intermission of Game 2 between the Homestead Spartans and the Leo Lions. Leo currently leads Homestead 5-1, and let's take a look back on how we got this far. Here we have a play by Grossman to Freebie, down the corner now with a pass. That's the point, and then Grossman finishes up with a one-timer from the slot. That put the Leo Lions up 1-0. And here now we have more play from the Lions, as I believe this was yet another power play goal for the Lions. Bit of a tricky shot from the slot as Bonecutter made it 2-0 for the Leo Lions. That ended our period as we went into the third, as Parker Ray got Leo up 3-0 after this second period. A beautiful shot from the point by Parker Ray gets him up on the board at 3-0. And then from some more play by the Leo Lions as they came down the far boards. Losing control of the stick was Leroy, and then a big hit at the center ice. And then this shot from the side of the net kind of caught Lay off guard and put Leo up 4-0 on this one, as Leo was able to squeeze it right through his legs and giving them the 4-0 lead. And then there's this play that gave him the 5-0 lead. A beautiful pass to the slot to Grossman, who puts it between the stick and the pad of Hall, giving them a 5-0 lead. And finally, a beautiful pass by Ben Wells. Found Bosch in the side of the net, who squeezes it through Baumert's legs, giving Homestead the 1 goal and finally solving Baumert of the Leo Lions. We will be right back with third period action here on SummitCitySports.com.
Pilates therapy is using the Pilates technique in a therapeutic way. Pilates itself is just using, we would use equipment, Pilates equipment, to work on precise movement patterns in the Pilates method in that rehabilitation process. The benefit of doing Pilates with the therapy, the biggest benefit is to work on smaller muscle groups and precise movement patterns that you're going to get with using the Pilates method. In this method, if you just come in with low back pain, or you have some shoulder pain, or you have some other pains that aren't surgically repaired, the Pilates method is very effective in utilizing those smaller muscle groups that are attached from the core into the shoulders or to the hips to strengthen from the inside out. It very much works posture. In this day and age, posture is a huge thing with people, sitting at desks, keeping the head forward.
Anybody can benefit from Pilates. Definitely athletes, performers, dancers, gymnasts, but you also people chronic pain, back pain, shoulder pain, teenagers, even women going through pregnancy or postpartum can also benefit from Pilates.
Pilates is for everyone, and including men, especially men. Men get tight as they age, decreasing flexibility in the hamstrings, in their spine. Now you have many professional athletes doing Pilates, LeBron James, Jake Arrieta, Antonio Brown, and they're finding the benefits of getting the elongation of the muscles and the strengthening and the balance and the control that helps them during their sport. And we are the only clinic in Fort Wayne that services both physical therapy and Pilates at the same time, that you can get a Pilates-based rehabilitation.
Press box.
Well, actually, you know, because we're and the Coliseum's so high up, it doesn't matter. But like, you know,
we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for still the second intermission between the Homestead Spartans and the Leo Lions. At the first period, very first start of the game, it was almost all Homestead. But Leo, answering with two quick power play goals, gave them all the momentum that they needed to push it to 2-0 at the end of the first. And then eventually extending their lead by 3 in the second period to 5-0. But Homestead was finally able to solve Bomber and get up on the board for a 4-goal differential.
well, Brandon, it's interesting the way Leo came out. Boy, they came out firing. They were really trying to send a message, I think, early in this hockey game. And the question was going to be whether they were going to be able to keep up that intensity for the entire duration of the game, which we found out they couldn't quite do it. In that second period, Homestead had them playing back on their heels a little bit, which led them to get to a goal, which got them to 5-1. But, you know, more power play problems or penalty problems for Homestead. They just kept shooting themselves in the foot. Every time they get a chance to get back into it, they draw another penalty. And it's something that we also saw in game number 1 here today between the Panthers and the Bruins. But Homestead, they've got a long way to go, but they've got a full period to do it in. But do they have that offensive firepower to be able to do that? As Leo's goaltender, Baumert, he's a senior. Michael Baumert, he's a senior. He's a veteran. You know, he's well-versed in situations like this, being able to keep a big lead like that. And that's good to have, you know, a senior goaltender back like that, because he knows he doesn't have to do anything to any game-saving saves. He can just play a good, solid, fundamental game there between the pipes. Let's just square the shoulders. Let's control the rebounds, and let's cut down on the face-offs in our zone as well. Let's just clean the puck up, and you know, let's just take care of business here in the third period and take a win into week 2.
Indeed, a little bit of a history last year. These two teams met in the city semifinals, where Leo ended up edging off the Homestead Spartans to play the Carroll Chargers in the final game. But unfortunately, Leo was not able to solve the Chargers, and losing to the Chargers as Carroll got their 3rd consecutive Memorial Cup championship.
And the Carroll Chargers, they'll be in action in the 3rd game here tonight against Stavanger. So, you know, you're going to it's kind of hard to gauge what these teams are going to have after one game. But, you see Leo coming out here. They're going to be a tough team to beat just because they're so physical. You saw two pretty good teams to start the season off here today between the Bruins and the Panthers. The Panthers didn't get the win, but I thought I think they were maybe the better team today against the Bruins, but the Bruins took advantage of the opportunities that the Panthers gave them. The Panthers got in some problems with some penalties. So did the Bruins. But it's so hard to gauge, after just a couple of periods, really, what you're going to have. But you do have another third game here today, so you'll see what those two teams have to offer. And then maybe after a couple of weeks, you're going to kind of get maybe a sense of who is going to be the front runners this season.
And as we await puck drop, the Leo Lions have taken to the ice, as both teams will be playing 4-on-4 to start off the third period. Homestead has about 1:47 left on their kill before they return to full strength, while Leo has 52 seconds to kill until they are back to full strength. So a bit of a power play coming up for the Leo Lions as soon as they kill off their penalty. Roughly around a minute of power play time, and they have been deadly today, going 2, possibly 3 for 4, and looking to extend their lead back to 5 goals here in the third period. And as you said, Shane, Balmer has been really good, keeping this nice, cool, calm composure, making the saves that need to be saved, and giving his team a chance to stay in the lead here in the third period.
And that also goes for the entire Leo team. It's make the plays you got to make. You've got a 4-goal lead. There's no need to really press the puck and make big home run passes or things like that. Just stay at home, play your position, and everything is going to be all right. Homestead, they're playing on their second goaltender already today. The starting goaltender, Hall, gave up those first 4 goals, or Lay rather, gave up those first 4 goals. Hall came in that second period and looked pretty good, even though he gave up 1 goal. But then, you come in ice cold. It's such a hard situation for a goaltender to come in, but he settled down and he kept Homestead in it, and that's what he's going to have to do in this third period.
The Homestead Spartans have taken to the ice, and you are correct. Hall looking pretty good after the first goal. Despite that going low blocker, he has really come out and challenged the Leo Lions to give his team the chance to come back here in the third.
And Leo's still trying to figure him out as well as Lay. He had a problem to the glove side. It looked like that's where Leo had scored those first 4 goals. And the 4th goal he gave up was just kind of a lackadaisical play on his part, which led to him being pulled. But Hall right now, Leo hasn't seen him. They're trying to still figure him out. And he's a bit of a bigger goaltender. And so, when you got a bigger goaltender like that, it's easier for him to come out of the top of the blue paint. He is able to cut down the angles, and it's a little bit different than playing a smaller stature goaltender. But Hall is a big kid. He's got to take advantage of that, and that's one thing he didn't do in the first minutes that we saw him, is coming out and challenging those shooters. He's got to use that size to his advantage.
Indeed he must, as we get ready for puck drop here in the third period. Teams are getting ready for their pre-period rituals. To the face-off circle for Homestead is the captain, Nick Hoy. And coming up to Leo will be Freeby. Face-off won by Hoy, who's desperately trying to lead his team back in. Ryan Freeby will send it back down. Picked up by Huntington now. And slot, bit of a miscommunication, but able to get the pass off. Hoy coming down the far side, trying to get it over to Bosch, but unable to complete the pass. Hoy behind the net to the slot. Misfire by Huntington. Hoy now in the corner. Ryan Freeby pushes Hoy off the puck. Hoy still has it behind the net. Big hit by Clauser trying to bump Hoy off the puck. Clauser now has it. A big hit by Hoy as he's grabbed onto by Clauser trying to get a penalty. Speckard now into the slot, loses control. Bauer chips it out, and the Leo Lions regain control. Ryan Freeby now. Pass, miscommunication by Parker Ray. Icing waved off. Bauer behind the net. Bosch now with control over to Hoy. Hoy getting through the defender. Parker Ray with a hit, bumping him off the play. Icing waved off once again. Leo's back to full strength. They have roughly a 35-second power play. Homestead keeping it inside their zone. Leo now coming out the zone. Here comes Ray, giving it up to Grossman, but unable to do so, and that is whistled down for an icing. Homestead coming out strong this period.
Well, they've got to. They're down by 4 goals, and 4 goals, isn't impossible in the third period. You just play strong defense, you chip away, you get a goal. You got to get that first one, then you get the second one. You don't worry about that fourth and fifth one. Just worry about the next one, and that's what Homestead is doing right now. They're playing pretty controlled. They've got the puck now down in the Leo zone, and they just got to start getting shots on net.
Here comes Ray now. Pass up to Grossman, but unable to hold it. Bauer now unable to control. Bone cutter in the slot. Hooked a little bit by Couture. No call on the play. Bauer now in the far corner. Grossman challenging him for the puck. Kept alive by the Leo defense as Homestead will shoot it out of play into their own bench. Face-off will be inside the zone for the Homestead Spartans. McNeil to the circle against Goins. Face-off won by Goins, and a little bit of a shot, trying to get the shot off. Unable to do so. Goins now trying to center for Leroy with the shot into the skates of Huntington, and Roach will clear it out. Leroy battling for position inside behind the net. Up to the point now is Stratton. Stratton to Leroy. Leroy trying to center but knocked away by Huntington. Hayes in the corner now. Pressured by the Homestead defense. Hartle now trying to get it out of the zone. Chipped up by Leroy but still comes out. Couture gets around his defenders. It's a 2-on-1 for Homestead. Shot and saved by Balmer, and we will have a penalty on the Leo Lions.
And that puck got behind Balmer. I actually thought it crossed the line, but the Homestead Spartan player got into the net first and dislodged it. But we do have a penalty. And it appears the Spartans are going to have a power play here with 12:25 to go in the third.
Looks like it's going to be an interference call on the Leo Lions.
So the gate opens up and a chance for the Spartans to chip away at this lead.
Face-off won by Letty, now in the corner. Ryan Freeby shoots it, but it's chipped up out of play by Nick Hoy. Face-off will once again stay inside the Leo zone. Face-off won by Letty. Over to Huntington. Huntington with a shot from the point, tipped. Balmer, it's loose. Balmer able to make the save, and he covers.
Oh, Balmer, he was completely screened on that shot. It found his pads, and he was able to hang on. But that would have been a great opportunity for Homestead, getting that puck past Balmer, making it a 5-2 game. But we're going to stay at 5-1 with freshman Eric Stratton still in the box for Leo.
Face-off won by the Lions, but Ben Wells intercepts it. Huntington at the point. Looking for an open lane to pass to. Gets it over to Hoy. Hoy with it at the boards. Hoy to Huntington. Huntington with the drive. Looking for a tip by Wells. Saved by Balmer, and he will cover it.
Oh, and Homestead's doing everything here, but they can't take maybe a retaliation call. They may have picked up, Leo may have picked up a call there after a punch was thrown after the whistle. And I think that's the case.
Looks like Leo and Homestead go into the box. Coincidental minors.
But that's just a discipline there as Wells he retaliated after that initial shot to the face. And it could have been a two-man advantage there, but Wells decided to retaliate, and those will cancel out, but we'll still have a man advantage for Homestead.
McNeil to the face-off for the Spartans. Won by Ray, and Leo Lions will shoot it down the ice. Here comes Freeby, though, beating the defender wide as Rouch is able to finally box him out. Picked up by the Homestead Spartans. McNeil trying to gain control, unable to do so. And Parker Ray will shoot it back into the zone. Freebie now behind the net for the Leo Lions. Pressured by two Spartans at one time. Couture and McNeil trying to get the puck away. But Ray intercepts the play. And he's behind the net. Back up to the point. Parker Ray shoots. Saved by Hall. Parker Ray intercepts the pass. Sends it into the zone. Killing more time on the power play. Bonecutter now. Looking to kill some more time. Intercepted by Roach. Grossman now. Back to Bonecutter, who gets it deep. Huntington in the far corner now. Trying to get it away from Bonecutter. Bonecutter intercepts. A little bit of jostling there between Huntington and Bonecutter. McNeil takes it away. McNeil now up the wing. Goes to center ice. And he digs around the defender, but Bonecutter's there to push him away. 5 seconds left on the penalty kill. Number 13 for Homestead. As the Leo Lions return to full strength, number 13 chips it to Couture. Couture with the drive, off the pad, rebound!
Oh, big rebound, Ballmart left, had a man breaking in, and it just went wide.
Behind the net now, Flacani Scott sends it around the zone. Picked up by Grossman. Grossman will send it down, and that will be whistled for an icing. Homestead,
Homestead,
really?
they're buzzing around, but again, that's the beauty of having a senior goaltender like Baumert. There's no panic in this kid at all, even though he got drawn down to the ice a couple of times. But he's standing tall, and again, not trying to do too much with the puck. Just keep it simple.
10:02 left in the third period. Leo leads Homestead 5-1. Face-off won by Leroy. Behind the net now is the Leo Lions. Leroy once again with the puck. Here they come down the center ice. Here comes Hayes with it. Hayes with the shot, blocked by number 13. Goins with it, and it's almost tipped in by Hayes. Goins with it again, trying to center, unable to do so. Goins once again with the puck. He will chip it into the corner. Picked up by Leroy. Leroy to Hayes with the shot wide of the net. Picked up by Reibold. Down the boards. Corner now is Bauer. Pressured by Hayes and Leroy. A little bit of a hit by Leroy. Leo manages to keep it in the zone was Robinson, and Hayes down in the corner. Number 13 for Homestead, sending it up to the far side, unable to connect on the pass. Parker Ray picks it up in his own defensive zone. Pass over to Robinson is complete, and he will send it down. Picked up by Roach of the Homestead Spartans. Pass is intercepted. Speckhardt almost got it. Free shot in the slot as Parker Ray keeps it in the zone. Parker Ray's pass is intercepted by Roach as number 13 for Homestead picks up the puck and sends it down. Icing nullified as Clauser picks up the puck.
Keeping that clock moving is pretty important for Leo. Even though you're up by 4, you don't want to give him any chance. You just want to keep that clock clicking down.
Bosch gets it into the zone. Picked up by Clauser into the side. Homestead offside, so Leo's got a little bit of chance to set up a play. Pass knocked away. Freebie with it now, trying to get it in, unable to do so. Roach with it, trying to get it out of the zone. He is successful. Here he comes down the center ice. Chips it into the zone. Picked up by number 13 with the drive, and it's wide of the net. Bosch with it now, centering, and nobody there. Schlosser with it, and he will chip it off the boards to Ray. Ray loses control to Hoy. Hoy battling with Ray into the far zone. Ray comes away with it. Here he comes down the near side. He gets around the defender, but a great job by Roach to stay ahead of the puck. Bonecutter now chips it into the corner, picked up by Hoy. Hoy trying to center it to Boach, but unable to do so. Stratton coming down. Play by Baumert. Ooh, bit of a pass into the skates to Stratton by Baumert. Far corner now is Couture, trying to center, unable to do so. Couture battling with Schlosser behind the net. Into the far corner now is Couture against the Leo Lion defense. Here comes Ray, chips it up. Here comes Grossman with the breakaway. Hoy coming back, and he breaks him up.
Oh, nice play by Hall. Got the right leg out.
Leo trying to keep it in, unable to do so. As they will send it into the zone and regroup. Huntington now into the corner. Pass to Couture is not able to be completed and is picked up by Parker Ray. Homestead now picks it up. Huntington with it. Huntington gets it around Fakani. Couture with it as he comes in on side. Bumped off the play by Parker Ray. McNeil with it, deke it around. A little bit of miscommunication by the defense left one of the Homestead players wide open on the point, the slide of the net, but is unable to complete the pass. Parker Ray jostling with Couture. Back behind the net now is Hartle. Hartle looking for a man to get open. Passes over to Roach, who keeps it onside. McNeil with it now. Digs around the defense. Hartle chips it further into the zone. Picked up by Hayes. Hayes over to the point, and there will be a penalty on the Homestead Spartans.
Oh, it was along that far side. It was Hayes and McNeil. McNeil is going to get called. Not happy about it at all. And let's see what the penalty is going to be. You saw two players go in. He's going to call a trip.
I believe that other penalty was for the misconduct that Homestead had gotten. Or maybe a miscommunication by the refs on who was supposed to be going in.
So it's power play time for Leo, which is 5:37 to go in the third period. And Homestead, they've come out firing. They settled down after giving up, 4 quick ones there in the early going of this game, but it's just going to be too much for them to overcome. And now Leo here, they're going to have a time to maybe add to their lead here.
Hoy intercepts the pass. Speckard now trying to get it into the zone. Here comes Letty. 2-on-1 for Leo. Letty with freebie off the pad is Hall, and he manages to cover it.
Nice play by Hall. Got that left leg out there, and he was able to smother it. Hall, of course, coming into this game in the second period as he spelled the starting goaltender, Ryan Lay, and he's only given up 1 goal since coming into the game, and he's looked pretty solid ever since.
The face-off is Hoy and Letty. Face-off won by Letty with the shot off the face-off Speckard, but blocked by the Homestead defense. Parker Ray with it now. Shot from the point. Letty looking for a tip in front. Speckard trying to get it to Letty, unable to do so. Freebie with it now. Kept alive, unable to keep it alive is Parker Ray. Play offsides. And that will be whistled down for an offsides.
Well, it's been a fun first 2 games. You got another one here yet tonight. The Carroll Chargers and the Bishop DeWanger Saints. It is 3 games to start off the season here today at the Ice House.
Picked up along the line. Ryan Freebie keeps it alive. Bonecutter with it now. Grossman back to Bonecutter. Broken up by Huntington. Ryan Freebie with the shot from the point, and it's sent wide. Parker Ray with it now at the point. Parker with the drive, and is into the pads of Hall.
I think the Spartans might be thinking about, maybe a little goaltending issue. I know Lay got the start. Maybe Hall will get the start next week, as he's looked pretty solid since coming in relief.
4:36 left in the third. Leo leads 5-1. Face-off won by the Lions. Stratton tries to send it into the zone, but is unable to do so. Couture with the block, and he is off to the races.
Oh, nice play by Stratton. He coughed up the puck, but he came all the way across, and he was able to pick it back up.
Schlosser with it now in the corner. Gets it over to Grossman. Schlosser back behind the net. Schlosser sends it up to Ray. Ray tries to chip it to Bonecutter, but is unable to do so. Bauer will send it back into the zone. Couture all by himself in the corner with Stratton. Beautiful rub out by Stratton there in the corner. Bauer, shot from the point, blocked by Ray. Grossman chips it off the board to Ray. Ray
Oh, here we go.
on a break, and Bauer with the stop, and there will be a penalty called.
Well, there could be another one as Ray already drew the penalty, and he took a two-hander to the back of Bauer's head. And that's just not a disciplined thing you want to do. You already put your team back on the power play. I know you're up by 4 goals, but you got to walk away from that. Bauer was just coming back, trying to make a defensive play. Yeah, he hauled him down, but nothing dirty about that. But Ray took exception to it and cross-checked him.
Coincidental minors once again, but Leo maintains the man advantage at 10 seconds left in the penalty kill to Homestead. To the face-off now, Cody Fix for the for the Homestead Spartans, and Goins for the Leo Lions. Face-off won by the Lions. Leroy getting it to the point. At the point now, Freebie with the shot, deflected into the netting. Freebie and Dotweiler at the points. Leroy, Goins, and Hayes on the ice for the Lions. Fix, Ribel, 13, and Roach for the Homestead Spartans. Freebie, shot from the point, saved into the pads of Hall. And some more extracurricular activities between these two teams.
Oh, Leroy there came in there right as the whistle blew, and he knocked one of the Spartans right down as after Hall made a nice save. And now Leo again, there's this physical play that we saw in the first period, but the physical play we're seeing now is a little bit outside of the lines. You're seeing a lot of the pushing and shoving and all that stuff after the whistle. So Leo's still trying to send a message, even though they're up by 4 goals here in the latter part of the third period.
Hoy trying to gain control of the puck from Raybolt, and he will just send it into the zone. Freebie and Fix in the corner. Freebie gets it, 13 at the point. Shot is blocked by Bonecutter. Hoy with the shot off the blocker of Baumert. Fix in the corner, tries to center it, but Baumert comes out and covers the puck.
And Baumert just trying to secure that puck, not letting Homestead get any chances, just came right out, dove out, and smothered it, and got a whistle. 3:11 to go in the third.
Into the faceoff now, Fix against Letty. Faceoff won by Letty as Leo tries to center it. Hoy with the shot wide of the net. Rabel down in the boards. Hoy trying to keep it in. Roach does, but the Leo Lions gain control and send it back out. Hoy dances around the defenders but loses control of the puck. Roach with it now, sending it into the Leo zone. Icing waved off. Clauser against Hoy in this corner. Rabel trying to center, no one there. Letty coming up to center ice. Loses control of the puck, blocked off by number 13. Hoy with this pass now, loses control. Ryan Freebie with it in his own defensive zone. Trying to get to Freebie, but the pass doesn't work, and that is whistled for an icing. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all your game highlights. 2:21 left in the third period. Leo leads 5-1. Bit of a back and forth period this one is. To the faceoff now is the Leo Bonecutter against Couture. Bonecutter wins the faceoff. Bacani with it now in the corner. Scott trying to get it out, unable to do so. Couture saving it. Huntington with the drive from the point. Bit of a floater as Balmer unable to keep control of it. Scott with it now, trying to get out of the zone, unable to do so. Couture coming down the center of the ice. Looking to the slot. Arnold trying to get it to go, but unable to do so. Leo clears it, and that will go down for an icing. 1:48 left in the third period. Leo keeps their 5-1 lead. Into the faceoff is Wells for the Homestead Spartans. Faceoff is won by Bonecutter. Schlosser with it behind the net. Schlosser up to Bonecutter. Pass does not go. 13 for Homestead keeps it in. Wells with it. Big hit there. As Bonecutter with it now, trying to get it into the zone. Huntington with it now inside the Homestead line. Play picked up by Schlosser, who gets it over to Hayes, but cannot get the pass to be completed. Bonecutter with it now. Hayes trying to get to it, but is unable to do so. And we will have a penalty to the Homestead Spartans. As a Homestead player is going to go for roughing. Looks like Wells is going to the box. And it is yet another Leo power play. .117 left in the third period. Looks like if Leo doesn't score here, they're on the power play for the rest of the game. Face-off won by Goins. Ryan Freebie, a shot from the point, and the blocker saved by Hall. Unable to track it too good. As looks like Homestead's going to get yet another penalty. Freebie with it now. Trying to gain control at the point. Ryan Freebie coming up the side. Freebie back out to the point. Over to Dottweiler. Dottweiler with the wrist shot off the glove of Hall. And Leo regains control. To Goins in the slot, whiffs on the shot. Dottweiler keeps it in. Leroy trying to get it to go. Big hit by Fitz.
Still a delayed call. We got an empty net on the other end. Leo has been playing keep away here.
And finally the whistle goes, and we got a hooking call.
You know, it's bad that Homestead is in the penalty box right now, but when you kind of look at the long run thing here, Hall, who came in the second period, is seeing a lot of shots, and perhaps he might be your goaltender come next week, so it's really good to see him get a lot of action. You know, the game has been out of reach here for most of the third period, so it's good right now just to get that goaltender, to get him back and getting him some action.
Hoy to the face-off against Letty. Face-off won by Hoy. Here comes Freebie, though. 2-on-1. Speckard at slot. Saved by Hall. Beautiful 2-on-1 play and a nice save by Hall, keeping the 4-goal differential.
And just like I said, it's good to get Hall some experience coming in that second period. And he has really given his team a chance to get back into this hockey game. But unfortunately, the offense didn't get that memo.
Face-off won by Hoy as Huntington tries to center. Kept alive by Bonecutter. Bonecutter at the point. Ryan Freebie with the shot off the pad. Rebound.
Another nice
trying
save.
to get by Speckard, but unable to do so. Bonecutter with it now at the point with the save off the post. Bonecutter at the point again. 5 seconds on the clock. Bonecutter shot tipped wide by Letty, and that will do it. Your Leo Lions win 5-1 over the Homestead Spartans.
Well, an impressive game, I thought, for Leo. They came out and just smacked Homestead right in the mouth right from the get-go. And it was going to be interesting to see if they could hold up that intensity for the entire game. They were able to do that for most of the contest, but you saw that lull there in the end of the first period and into the second period. But Leo, they came out and they made a statement here today, and they're going to say they are going to be a tough team to beat for the rest of the season.
And as we finish today's game, the traditional handshake line at center ice. Once again, your Leo Lions win 5-1 over the Homestead Spartans. This has been Game 2 of Day 1 of the High School Hockey Association here on SummitCitySports.com.